Okay, let's unpack this a bit. If you've ever welcomed a dog into your home, you know that incredible bond, right? That wagging tail, the unconditional love, just the way they get you. But let's be honest, that love, it comes with an investment.
Oh, absolutely. Not just emotionally, but financially, too. Big time.
Yeah, from the moment they arrive, we're thinking about their well being, their behavior, how to fit them into our lives.
Mhm.
And that often means reaching for, well, a whole range of tools, doesn't it?
It does. Things like clickers,
Smart
harnesses.
control devices, yeah, even those special potty training things. Tools to help them and help us navigate the world together. What's truly, well, astonishing isn't just how much money is being spent here.
Yeah.
It's where the biggest changes are happening globally. And it kind of challenges some of our ideas about pet ownership. So today, our deep dive is into the global market for dog training equipment. We're digging into insights from the Global Dog Training Equipment Market Outlook report. It's by Cognitive Market Research. And our mission really is to shine a light on the surprising drivers behind this market, its explosive current value, and where it's headed across different regions. It tells a really profound story, I think, about how we relate to our furry family members now.
That's exactly right. What's fascinating here is how these market figures, they go way beyond just, commerce. They really reflect deeper societal shifts, how we view and interact with dogs all over the world. We're looking at significant money being spent, and that highlights a huge shift. Dogs aren't just pets anymore. They're increasingly seen as, well, real family members,
Hmm.
needing education, needing support.
That really reframes how we look at owning a pet, doesn't it? It's
That,
not just casual anymore.
not at all. It's a serious commitment.
So, okay, let's start with the big picture then. This market isn't just growing, it's booming, absolutely booming.
It really is.
The report shows the global dog training equipment market was valued at nearly $2 billion back in 2021.
Almost 2 billion. Yeah.
And it's not slowing down, it's projected to nearly quadruple, getting close to $4 billion by 2033.
Wow. Quadruple.
That's strong compound annual growth rate, a CAGR of 6.7% over that whole period. That's rapid expansion.
It is. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this impressive growth, it's mainly driven by three key things. First, this growing trend of pet humanization.
Right.
It's not just about having a dog. It's seeing them as like a child,
Hmm.
a full member of the family. And this gets amplified by other factors, maybe declining birth rates in some places or increased disposable income. People are channeling their nurturing instincts or resources towards pets.
Okay.
So when you see a market for training equipment, it's not just managing a pet, it's investing in their education, their well-being,
Well,
just like you would for a human child. It's a massive cultural shift, really.
huh. That makes sense.
Second, we're just seeing more pet adoption globally,
Hmm.
especially with more people in cities looking for companionship.
Right. Urbanization plays a role.
Exactly. And finally, there's just more awareness about dog behavior training. People aren't just getting dogs, they're realizing, hey, I need to train this dog properly for everyone to live together happily, for a well-adjusted dog.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah. We want them to be, well-behaved members of the family, part of the community, not just running wild.
Precisely.
And it seems people are definitely willing to invest in making that happen. So, okay, we get the global surge. The next question is obvious. Is this growth the same everywhere? Or are there regional hotspots driving this?
Good question.
Where's all this money actually being spent, and what does that tell us?
Right. It's definitely not uniform. North America, for instance, it's a huge chunk of the market, driven mainly by the U.S. It's what you'd call a mature market, but it's still showing really significant growth. Sales projected to more than double over the next decade.
More than double, even in a mature market like North America. Wow.
Yeah. And similarly, in Europe, you see strong growth. Germany, the UK, key economies there, also projected to double in value.
Okay, those are big increases in established areas. But you mentioned something about Asia Pacific being, well, eye-opening.
Ah, yes. For a truly remarkable story, you have to look at Asia Pacific. The report highlights this region not just leading in total market size right now, but also showing exceptionally high growth.
So, largest and fastest growing, what are the numbers there?
Absolutely. Asia Pacific, it's amazing. It holds the biggest share currently, and it's projected to more than double its value, reaching over $1.7 billion by 2033.
Over 1.7 billion just in that region.
Just in Asia Pacific.
Yeah.
And China alone is a massive driver within that. Its market is expected to more than double too, getting close to $750 million.
Incredible.
And you also see countries like Japan, India, South Korea, Australia, all showing very strong growth. It
Yeah.
really underlines how global this is. Significant investment in pet care, even in places maybe we didn't always associate with this level of uh, pet spending.
Yeah.
It's definitely not just a Western phenomenon anymore.
That is just staggering growth, especially in Asia Pacific. It really shows it's not just about, economic development. It's a real cultural shift in how dogs are seen.
Exactly.
What about other major regions? South America, the Middle East, Africa?
Well, in South America, the market's expanding steadily, projected to nearly double its value. Brazil is the big player there, leading the charge. It accounts for a large part of the region's sales, and it's also on track to more than double its own market size by 2033.
Okay, steady growth there. Middle East.
The Middle East also shows a clear upward trend. Projections indicate its market will more than double in the coming decade. You see Saudi Arabia, Turkey, the UAE. Those are the largest and fastest growing markets within that region.
Doubling there, too. It seems to be a theme.
It is. And then there's Africa.
Yeah.
Now, what's particularly interesting here is the sharp rise.
Sharp. How sharp?
Well, it's starting from a smaller base, obviously, but its market for dog training equipment is projected to nearly triple by 2033.
Triple. Wow.
Yeah. Nigeria and South Africa are leading that charge, showing really substantial growth in demand for these kinds of products.
Yeah.
It just highlights the universal nature of this whole pet humanization trend. It's reaching, well, pretty much everywhere.
So let's try and sum this up. We've seen these incredible numbers. North America's steady, significant growth. Asia Pacific leading the pack in size and just rocketing expansion.
Right.
And then this really sharp, surprising rise in Africa. It's clear dog training equipment isn't some niche market anymore. It's a rapidly expanding global industry.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about basic leashes and collars, is it? The report suggests a strong demand for more specialized behavioral tools, advanced training solutions.
That's right. It reflects that deeper commitment we talked about.
Yeah.
People want effective tools.
Okay. So these figures, they really paint a picture of a major global commitment, integrating dogs into our lives.
Exactly. People aren't just, getting pets. They're seeing them more and more as real family members who need proper education and behavioral support.
Like sending a kid to school, almost.
In a way, yeah. It's about ensuring everyone can live together harmoniously, and people are willing to invest quite a bit to make that happen.
It truly paints a picture of dogs not just as companions, but as, well, cherished, trainable members of the household all
Yeah.
around the world, which it raises an important question, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Given this astounding growth in spending on dog training gear, what does this really tell us about the future? The future of how humans and animals live together, and maybe what new innovations might pop up as we understand dog behavior even better, as that bond just keeps evolving.
That's a great question to ponder. And for you listening, maybe think about that for a moment. How do you see this increasing commitment to dog training showing up in your own community? Or maybe how does it change your own view of what it means to own a pet today?
Okay, let's unpack this. Think about your dog for a second.
Mm.
They're really more than just a pet these days, aren't they? I mean, for so many of us.
Oh, absolutely. They've properly become family members, four-legged ones.
Exactly. And look, this isn't just some warm, fuzzy feeling we're talking about.
No, it's got real-world consequences, big ones.
Right. This deep connection, it's actually fueled, well, a multi-billion-dollar industry. We're seeing innovations like smart collars, AI-powered trainers.
Stuff that's becoming almost standard.
Yeah, almost as common as, a basic leash. It's kind of like a pet tech boom, mirroring that whole smart home revolution.
It really is fascinating how that fundamental shift in our relationship with dogs has sparked such an evolution in the tools we use.
Totally. It's not just about a simple leash and collar anymore, is it?
Not at all. It's about, optimizing their well-being, their behavior in ways we maybe didn't think about before.
It really shifts the whole paradigm. So knowing that that big change is the backdrop, our mission for this deep dive is really to explore this evolving world of dog training equipment.
Okay.
We're going to dissect the forces transforming the market, the tech advancements, the shifts in what we value as consumers.
And what it all means for people listening.
Exactly. What does all this mean for you and your dog as you sort of navigate this new landscape?
Yeah, and if we look at the bigger picture, that surge in pet ownership globally, it really set the stage, didn't it?
Definitely. Especially in cities and with younger families.
Right. Urban households, millennial families. And then COVID hit,
Oh, yeah, the pandemic accelerated it massively. So many people looking for companionship during lockdown.
which led to a huge increase in first-time dog owners,
Yeah,
folks who maybe hadn't had a dog before.
good point. And this isn't just a passing trend, is it? This view of dogs as like indispensable family. That's the foundation for this whole market transformation.
It really is the bedrock,
So get ready. We're going to dive deep into what's really driving the growth here.
the why behind it all.
Yeah, and also some of the maybe unexpected hurdles the industry is facing, things that might surprise you.
Okay.
And then the really exciting part is the cutting-edge trends shaping the future of these tools.
Sounds great. It's all about how tech and our changing values are helping our dogs live better lives with us.
Precisely. So let's jump right into the why. Why is this market booming?
Well, the biggest driver, like we said, is that dogs as family idea.
Right. When your dog is family, you naturally invest more, don't you? In their well-being, their training.
Absolutely. It goes way beyond just teaching sit or stay.
Yeah, it's about fostering this well-adjusted, happy member of the household. Someone who can navigate our, let's face it, complex human world.
Exactly. And that commitment. It's super evident in cities, in densely populated areas.
Urban living. That makes sense.
Yeah, because their behavior correction isn't really a luxury. It's become a necessity.
You mean things like,
Well, think about excessive barking in an apartment building. It disrupts neighbors. Or leash reactivity on crowded sidewalks. You know, the dog pulling, barking, lunging.
Oh, I've seen that. It can be stressful.
Very. Or separation anxiety when owners go back to the office, leading to maybe destructive behavior at home. These aren't just minor annoyances.
No, they need managing, especially when you're living close to others.
Right. And that's where specific tools are really stepping in to help.
Okay, so what kinds of tools are we seeing demand for?
Well, there's a whole range. Things like clickers, for precise positive reinforcement. No pull harnesses are huge. They make walks so much more pleasant.
Yeah, those are popular.
And even things like agility tunnels or training mats. Stuff that gives dogs mental and physical stimulation, even if you don't have a huge backyard.
Good for active development, especially indoors.
Exactly. And then you've got tools for those specific behavioral challenges we mentioned.
Like
remote-controlled collars, but often focused on positive cues now, not just correction. Bark control tools that might use sound or vibration.
Okay, so alternatives to static shocks.
Increasingly, yes. And even automated treat dispensers. They can help manage meal times or reward good quiet behavior when you're out.
That actually raises a really important point, doesn't it? The role these tools play for new owners.
Oh, definitely. They can be crucial for novice owners, people who maybe aren't familiar with structured training.
Right, they need that guidance.
And brands are innovating like crazy here. They're offering simpler, effective devices designed for smaller spaces, apartments.
Making it feel more accessible.
Yeah, bringing professional-like results home without needing a trainer there constantly.
That is huge for first-timers. And it links into something else that's been, well, pretty fascinating to watch. The whole e-commerce and tech revolution side of things.
Oh yeah, the accessibility factor.
Exactly. Products that you maybe used to only find in specialist shops or through trainers, now they're just a click away on Amazon, Chewy, places like that.
It's really democratized access, hasn't it?
It really has. And what's exciting is seeing how brands are leveraging this. You mentioned Garmin, Kurgo UK.
Right, they're not just selling online. They're innovating with the tech itself. GPS collars for tracking, obviously, but also mobile app-controlled training devices.
App-controlled. How does that work?
Well, imagine a collar that has sensors to tell the difference between, say, a playful yelp and persistent nuisance barking.
Okay.
And then it adapts its response, maybe a tone, a vibration, maybe a very mild static pulse, depending on the setting, all managed from your phone.
Wow, that's sophisticated.
It really is. It's this convergence of pet care and smart tech, putting control right in the owner's hands.
And it's not just the products themselves, it's how we find out about them, right?
Absolutely. Digital marketing is huge.
Yeah.
Influencers on TikTok or Instagram showing how stuff works.
Those short video tutorials.
Exactly. Easy to follow social media guides. They really boost awareness and drive sales, especially with younger owners who grew up online. They want visual proof and relatable stories.
Okay, so you got this massive growth, all this cool innovation. You'd think it's just smooth sailing for the market.
You might think so, but yeah, there are some pretty significant hurdles.
Okay, like what?
Well, the first big one, and maybe the most impactful right now, is regulatory pressure, specifically on electronic training devices.
The e-collars, shock collars issue.
Precisely.
Yeah.
This is a really critical point because it reflects changing societal values about animal welfare.
So what's happening there?
Well, in several countries, especially across Europe, but also in some U.S. states, these electronic static shock-based collars, they're facing outright bans or, at the very least, heavy scrutiny.
And this comes from?
It's often driven by public debate, advocacy from animal welfare groups, leading to actual policy changes. It's forcing companies to really pivot towards positive reinforcement alternatives, things that align with what many people now consider more ethical, more humane training. It's a fascinating example of consumer values directly shaping product development on a large scale.
That's a huge shift. Okay, what else is holding things back?
Another really crucial restraint is what you could call the knowledge gap among consumers.
Meaning people don't know how to use the tools properly?
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Even the most brilliantly designed, sophisticated gadget can be misused if the owner doesn't understand the how or the why behind it, the training principles involved.
Right. You can't just slap on a fancy collar and expect miracles.
Exactly. Without proper instruction, consistent application, misuse can lead to really inconsistent results. Or worse, it could actually increase anxiety or create new behavioral problems in the dog.
And that leads to unhappy customers.
Unhappy customers, product returns, and potentially significant damage to a brand's reputation if they haven't educated their users properly.
Okay, that makes sense. Any other major hurdles?
Yeah, there's also the challenge of market accessibility and affordability.
Ah, the cost factor.
Right. While these high-end smart collars and app-integrated systems are super popular in, say, North America or Western Europe,
They're not cheap.
They're not cheap. And in more price-sensitive markets or developing regions, they're often seen as non-essential. Luxuries, maybe, or just financially out of reach for many people.
So what dominates in those areas?
Well, you still see traditional leashes, very basic training aids, and just verbal commands being the primary methods. It's a mix of affordability and, honestly, deep cultural familiarity with those traditional ways of doing things.
Interesting. So innovation doesn't necessarily penetrate every market equally or at the same speed.
Not at all. It shows that context really matters.
Okay, so despite those hurdles, the regulations, the knowledge gap, the cost, the future still looks pretty dynamic, doesn't it? You mentioned emerging trends.
Absolutely. The future is being shaped by some really fascinating trends that are continuing to push the industry forward.
What's the biggest one?
I'd say the most prominent is this really clear, significant shift towards humane, reward-based training methods.
We touched on that with the regulatory pressure, but this is broader.
Much broader. It's almost a philosophical shift in how people view dog ownership and training. We're seeing widespread adoption of tools that support the clickers, treat bags are everywhere now, interactive puzzle toys.
Things that engage the dog's mind.
Exactly. Scent detection games. Owners, especially in Europe and North America, increasingly prefer tools that foster engagement, build that bond.
Rather than just correcting bad behavior.
Right. Moving away from correction through aversive stimuli, anything the dog finds unpleasant, like harsh leash jerks or static corrections. The focus is much more on building trust, using positive reinforcement.
It's about the relationship, not just commands.
Precisely. And linked to that, here's where smart tech really deepens its roots and becomes, well, almost indispensable for some owners.
How so? Going beyond just tracking location.
Oh, yeah. We're seeing much more integration. Collars that track detailed behavior metrics, not just if the dog barked, but how often, when, maybe even correlating it with activity levels.
Okay, more data.
More data, real-time alerts to your phone, and connections to training apps that offer customized routines based on that data.
Can you give an example?
Well, Garmin's Delta Smart is a good one. Think of it like a Fitbit, but for your dog's behavior. It uses sensors, accelerometers, sound sensors to detect barking patterns.
And then what?
Then it syncs that data to an app. So you, the owner, can actually see when and maybe even figure out why your dog is barking. The app might even suggest personalized training exercises based on those insights.
Wow, turning behavior into actionable data.
Exactly. It really appeals to that tech-savvy owner who values data-driven insights and convenience in managing their dog's behavior.
That makes sense. What other trends are shaping things?
Another major one is the global rise of DIY and online dog training culture.
Ah, yes, you see this everywhere online.
You really do. Influencers, certified pet behaviorists, sharing tips on YouTube or Instagram, dedicated training apps.
Right.
They're all democratizing access to training knowledge.
Making professional advice more available.
Way more available than just relying on traditional in-person obedience classes. And this, in turn, fuels demand for specific types of gear.
What kind of gear?
Portable stuff, easy-to-use equipment, gear that's beginner-friendly. Consumers are actively looking for products that work well in small indoor spaces, don't require a manual the size of a phone book to figure out,
And give visible results.
and give visible results, yeah.
Yeah.
It empowers people to maintain consistent training routines at home on their own schedule, fostering that sense of accomplishment.
Okay, so you've got the humane shift, deeper tech, DIY culture. How does this play out in the competitive landscape? Who are the main players?
Well, it's becoming a really interesting mix, actually. It shows how the market's fragmenting a bit based on different needs and philosophies.
So it's not just one or two big companies.
Not entirely.
Hmm.
You have the global leaders like Garmin, known for their GPS tech,
Yeah.
now trying to broaden their appeal with these advanced training collars.
Right.
But then you also have more specialized players. Companies like Ray Allen Manufacturing or J&J Dog Supplies, they've historically catered more to professional trainers, working dogs, law enforcement.
Right, the serious gear.
Exactly. But now they're seeing demand from really serious amateur enthusiasts, too. People doing competitive dog sports, for example.
Interesting. Any others?
Yeah, then you've got brands like Kurgo UK or Night Eyes. They're really targeting the outdoor enthusiast crowd.
Ah, the dog as adventure buddy trend.
Precisely. So they focus on rugged, durable, adventure-oriented tools, special harnesses for hiking, light-up collars for night walks, travel gear,
It's lots of different niches,
lots of niches. But what's interesting is what ties many of them together now.
which is
A real investment in user-centric design, making things easy and intuitive, incorporating tech-enabled solutions where it makes sense, and increasingly a focus on sustainable materials.
sustainability is popping up everywhere.
It really is.
Yeah.
They're trying to differentiate themselves not just on features, but by aligning with these evolving pet-parent values. People want effective tools, sure, but they also want ones that feel ethically produced and contribute to a positive, enriching experience for their dog.
Okay, so summing up then, it's clear the dog training equipment market is, well, incredibly dynamic.
Definitely. It's being pulled and pushed by so many forces.
Right, you've got the changing ways we see our pets, these incredible leaps in technology, and also these really important ethical considerations about animal welfare bubbling up.
It's a constant balancing act, isn't it, between cutting-edge innovation and fundamental animal well-being.
It truly is. It's really a testament to how that relationship between humans and dogs just keeps evolving, keeps pushing the boundaries of pet care.
Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. And so as we wrap up this deep dive, here's maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to ponder. Given all these rapid shifts we've explored, from the really advanced smart tech integration to this powerful focus on humane, positive methods, what do you think the ultimate dream dog training tool might look like in, say, a decade?
Interesting question.
And maybe more importantly, how might that future tool further deepen the bond, the understanding between you and your dog? How could it move beyond just correcting behavior to truly enriching their life and enhancing that unique connection you share? Something to think about.